Okay, Francisco, thank you very much for joining me. If you would, just start by introducing yourself. Just state your name, your major, what SIT program you went on, and the term.
Okay, cool. So my name is Frankie Villarreal. I am electrical engineer. I'm a junior at the moment. And this summer, 2016, I went to Iceland with SIT's Renewable Energy program.
And so when you made the decision initially that you knew you wanted to study abroad, what initially attracted you to SIT in general?
So being an engineer, it's pretty difficult finding a program that would work with what you need to do abroad, trying to find programs that kind of aid you in an engineering type learning style. So in the beginning, I couldn't really find courses that would match up to the curriculum here at my university, UTA. So my study abroad advisor told me about SIT, which had a different learning style. It was more field-based learning and more interactive. And I was able to work with my academic advisor and get some engineering credits through my electives. And basically, when I met with my advisor, my academic advisor, I was trying to convince him that this would be a lot better of an option for an elective than taking an elective at my home university, and he completely agreed. Like, the experience I would get out of country is way better than on campus. So in the end, it all worked out perfectly. I learned about renewable energy, so the field-based learning included things like traveling to different power plants, so electric, hydroelectric, wind power, geothermal, all of that stuff, and it worked perfectly with my electrical engineering degree.
Awesome, wonderful, wonderful. So you'll be able to take the learnings that you learned on that program and use it throughout the rest of your academic career, certainly?
Oh yeah, of course.
Awesome, great. Well, tell me a little bit about sort of the final project that you worked on at the end of the summer term.
Okay, so for our program, the final project consisted of taking up a topic in renewable energy. It didn't have to be Iceland related, but it was highly encouraged. I took up the idea of a undersea cable that would is basically a power transmission cable from Iceland to the United Kingdom. And there's a big controversy around it, lots of political matters, economic matters, things like that. And that's what I based my project on.
Interesting, interesting. Was this the first time sort of doing, research in a field-based setting like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was one of the first, and it was a very fun and rewarding experience. Our advisors on the SIT program were absolutely awesome at helping guide us through the process of doing this research.
Wonderful. Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, what to you then was the highlight of the program? When you look back on it, sort of what's the shining moment for you?
So some people have asked me this a lot, and all the time I immediately know that just the traveling aspect was the best part, because we started off in the north side of Iceland, and then we would go down to the bottom, and then we get this different lifestyle change that you can see as you travel. So in the beginning, the mountainous area, you have very small towns of 800 people. The life is very different there. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's super friendly. It's really amazing. And then you can move down to the big city, Reykjavik, which is a population of 200,000 people. And it's way different. It's a whole another dynamic. And it's amazing to see this change of culture, change of lifestyle. Everything is different, and it's amazing, really. And we got to see a lot of volcanoes and glaciers and just tons of waterfalls. Waterfalls are amazing during our excursions, and that was really one of the biggest highlights. It's a large, very general highlight, but I think all of it together encompasses what I really love about the program.
Wonderful, wonderful. What was sort of the biggest takeaway that you think, I guess, sort of what the most profound change that you've noticed within yourself? Has anything changed for you since you've been on the program?
So definitely perspective. I think my perspective of just the world, and this is my first time being out of country too. So it was one of my first steps out into the world.
And changing itself, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, so my perspective has definitely changed and developed for the better, of course. And I think that's really good, because as an engineer, you don't want to develop, you don't want to develop your engineering skills and skill set being in one place, because the big idea of engineering is to help society, help the world, you know, and that's one of the best parts about this program is I got to see engineering from a different side of the world, see how they perceive it, see how they work with their engineering, and that was one of the best parts.
Wonderful. Any sort of moments that really sort of like stretched your comfort zone?
Definitely. I live in Texas, so it's very different, like landscape wise, like mountains, heights. I've never really been that high before. Like when we hiked into some mountains, or we've gotten so close to waterfalls. I've never like stepped so close to waterfalls. Just being in such a land where the nature is so vast, the landscapes just go on forever, is quite intimidating in itself. And just being like bussed over out into the middle of nowhere, it seems like you could look all around you and there's just nothing but lava fields, and you just it's really intimidating, but it was very, very rewarding. I think, well, definitely I want to travel there again, and I want to travel to other places as well.
Good, good. That sort of opened that door for you, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything, I mean, especially in your case, since this was the first time for you out of the US, is there anything that you wish you had known before departing that you'd like to pass on to other, prospective students who may have been in the same boat as you?
Something that I would have liked to told myself before I left?
Yeah, anything you would have found useful prior to your departure that, maybe
Okay.
you're on program, but, any advice to future students?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of them would be to just really pour yourself out into the program, pour yourself out into the culture that you go to. Really try to embrace where you're at, and don't think too much about where you're from. Really try your best you can to learn where you're currently at. So meaning just pack really light, because you're just gonna be in that culture so much. You don't want to worry about like, what kind of clothes do I want to bring, how much luggage can I carry, and stuff like that. Just pack super light. Just worry about what's there where you're at. Don't worry about calling friends back home or trying to update your social media all the time. It's good to keep some record, like pictures and stuff, but really just embrace where you're at the moment.
Wonderful advice. I think for any traveler, but certainly for, an academic study abroad program, I think the ability just to sort of suspend your beliefs and really immerse yourself into the culture is without a doubt, I think, one of the greatest learnings of any program. So thank you for that. Okay, Frankie, that's all the questions I have for you. Is there any information that maybe we didn't cover that you'd like to share?
That's pretty good. Yeah, Iceland is wonderful. If anybody's ever thinking about it, you're on the edge, just go. It's an amazing country.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me today.
Yes.